All right, welcome back into Great Day Washington. This segment is sponsored by John C. Flood. Choosing a suitable HVAC unit for your home can be a daunting task considering it is a big financial and long-term investment, but it's vital to your home. There are multiple factors to consider, but today we're going to cover really kind of the top four, maybe more. Here to walk us through it is Chris Thompson from John C. Flood. Depends how many questions I got for you, Chris.
Right.
Good to see you.
It's always a pleasure.
All right, let's start with the size of our home. How does that play a factor in choosing the right system?
That is actually the most important factor. Obviously, the size of the home, the square footage, and how big some of the rooms are, and how many rooms need to be heated or cooled. So that plays a huge factor. And we talked probably one of the segments ago about also fans, the ceiling fans.
Yes.
That could play a role too in those higher ceilings where you can reverse the fans and help during the heating and cooling season. But having a larger house, depending on the square footage, obviously ours is like 900 square foot, but then we go into homes that are 12,000 square feet.
Right.
So they might need more zones and just a much different system and much larger capacity.
And obviously not just the size, but how well insulated the house is.
Right. You'd be surprised. The DMV has a large amount of communities that have homes over 50 years old and even older. And we go into a lot of homes that don't have insulation in the walls or in the attic.
That's crazy.
Which I would think that's crazy too, but they do. And that also has to be a big factor when you're figuring out what kind of system you have, because either you're not going to tear your walls apart to do that, but that also plays a big factor in determining what size system and how powerful.
Right. So no insulation or little insulation, probably bigger, more powerful system.
That is correct.
Most
yes.
definitely.
Yes.
So you got to think about that. What about the duct work that's in the house? You even just mentioned these older homes. Like, how do we know what we have, and how does that play a factor?
Right. Well, ductwork is obviously like the arteries of your home. That's what carries all your heating and cooling to all your rooms. So having that properly sized and placed throughout your home is very, very important. And obviously the quality of them too, because some are just not sealed properly or not built properly, so they can a lot of heating and cooling can escape those. So obviously having somebody comes in that's qualified can really make sure that's a big difference to making sure the ductwork is properly sized for your home as well.
I'm guessing that's an expensive fix if you wanted to fix that up, or
It could be quite expensive, yes.
Okay, so getting the right unit to go with it is going to help you out.
That is correct. You'd be surprised, yes.
And we know HVAC systems are an investment. They're supposed to last, at least over a decade. So that's a good investment for the home. Obviously, you need the heat and air in our area is very important.
Right.
So making sure that right system, all those little factors.
Sure, absolutely important.
What about the way our house is situated on a lot, the direction, the orientation?
Right, well, obviously the sun rises and sets in different places. So if you happen to be on that side where the sun's rising and it's going to be exposed to the sun the majority of the day, obviously that's going to keep those rooms much more heated.
Right.
So that can help during the winter times, and obviously it's going to make it more challenging.
Great during winter.
Right, it's going to be much more challenging during the winter time. So obviously you can get shades and blinds and that sort of thing, but if the home's already built, obviously you can't readjust the orientation of your home.
But to your point, in terms of instead of just the HVAC, which you'll get, figure out the system that's right, there are those things, whether it's certain kinds of shades or in the winter, we've talked before about just insulating the windows.
That's also very important.
All that helps.
Yep, those little door drafts will help, and the sealing the windows up.
Because that's the main thing. You can't fix the stuff that was built 50 years ago.
Right. You can. That's not our area of expertise.
You guys help us pick it out, right?
We
You're
absolutely.
the experts. We probably shouldn't go in there and be like, that one looks pretty.
Well, we do have a nice pink one we can always offer somebody.
Yeah, I always like the pink one. But you walk us through. This is just a few of the situations of a home that you walk through.
Right. There are many more factors. We just the top four that we type of look in for, but it is challenging. That's why you want to have somebody that's really qualified, because some people just won't go in there and they'll just do visual inspections. When they have tools and on their iPads or devices that can do all the calculations for you, the load calculations for your system, and make sure you're getting the right system, because once it's all installed and you find out it doesn't work, you're going to find out when it's really hot and you're like, that's not the right size at all.
Yeah, it's an important decision that you're making, so you want the experts. So good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Absolutely, this is fantastic.
Yeah, if you'd like more information about how John C. Flood can help you and your home, just head to johncflood.com.